Good morning, children. Let's begin our class, science class. Yeah, we'll start with a prayer. All join your hands, close your eyes. Oh God, bless all of us so that we may learn the subjects better and do our duties well. Yes, we'll begin the new chapter in science, that is chapter 5. You have learned in the previous class about the new terms. Which were they? Yeah, adaptation. Adaptation in animals. What is adaptation? What is it? Yes, the living things. They are living in different areas. So, they need the feature in the animals which help them to adjust to the habitat. Habitat is a region where they are. So, which help them to adjust to the environment where they are. It is known as the adaptation. So, all the living things, they have adaptations in which area we are. So, here we have learned about adaptation in animals. In the same way, in plants. You know the plants, different types of plants all over you can see here. Yes, plants are also adjusting to the environment where it is. Now, we have said all the places are not same. In the hot desert region are also plants are there. In the last class, we have learned about the camel. The camel, it will eat the cactus. It is having thorny bushes. Have you seen the cactus? Yes. Now we are going to see in that plants, we know that the most important thing for them to live is the water. Now, how are the cactus living in that desert region where the rainfall, the water are all very less? So that's what, like that, there are many different areas where the plants are adapted to that area. So that's what we are going to see in this chapter. Yes. So first we will divide the plants into two types. As we have seen the animals living in the water, we call them as the aquatic animals that can live both on land and water are called the amphibians. Then the animals that live in the land, what we call them? They are called as the terrestrial animals. So in the same way, there are plants which are living on land. Most of the plants are on the land, and also there are plants which live in water, and they are called the aquatic plants. Yes, so we are dividing the plants into two. First, the plants that live on land are called the terrestrial plants. They are known as the terrestrial plants. Yes. Then the plants that live in water are called, that grow in the water are called the aquatic plants. Aqua means water. Understood? So, plants are divided into two, terrestrial and aquatic. Now, the terrestrial, that land will not be the same. So, that region, that land area, we are going to divide into different areas. So, the land areas are, we are dividing the land areas, some high, steep areas. That is called as the landforms you have learned. Have you learned the landforms last year? Yes? Yes. So, what is that area we call the land steep areas? The pointed peak and all we have. It is called the mountains. The terrestrial plants. First one, terrestrial. That land we can divide into first one into mountains. There are plants which will live, which are growing in the mountains. Yes, mountains. There are some plants in the mountain. And you know that mountain, there will be snowfall, it will be very cold. And how are the plants growing in that snowfall falling areas like mountains? Yes, that and all we will see. First we will divide that land areas into first one, mountain. Then the flat surface, good climate, no problem. We will get enough water and sunlight. That area is called the plain, the fertile land. That is known as the plain. There are plants which grow in that fertile land. That area is known as the plains. Yes, again the next one, very dry, scanty rainfall. What is that area known as? It is known as the desert, hot, dry region. It is called as the desert. So these three, mountain, plain and desert. Again, so now I am rubbing this aquatic. Now we don't want to look at the aquatic. You understood that the plants are divided into both terrestrial and aquatic. Now that area, the terrestrial land, we are dividing into different types. Mountain area, plains, fertile land area, the dry region, that is the desert. Again, the next one is the swampy area. Swampy area. What is meant by the swampy areas? Swampy areas will tell Malayalam Chaduppu Nilam. Chaduppu Nilam, that is this clay, muddy areas. Chaliyulla Pradesham. You can't step properly, you will be going down, drowning, like that areas, muddy, full of mud. Understood? Full of muddy area it is. Chaduppu Nilam, I will say it. Okay, so that is known as the swampy areas. Swampy areas. And one more is there, that is the land which is near to the sea, beach side. What we call Tira Pradesham. You might say, what is it? Coastal land. Coastal areas. So these are the different areas. Which are they? Mountain areas, plains, desert, swampy areas and the coastal plains. Understood? So again we are going to see one by one what all plants are growing there and how are they able to adjust to that area. So shall we see that? So let's go to the first one, the terrestrial area, that is the mountain. Mountain. First one, the plants which you can see in the mountain areas, mountain regions. Mountain is, you know the feature of the mountain area, it will be very cold, snow falling regions. Now, if that snow in the normal plants and all, if the snows are fallen on it, the branches will break down. So, there are plants growing in that area. So, how will that plant grow in that area? That is, the first one is the plants. It will be having the conical shape. Understood? The plants that grow in that area, the branches will be in a conical shape. It needs to protect itself now. So, they will be very tall, straight and have the conical shape. Can you understand? It will be very tall. Straight will be, doesn't have any like this and all, slanting and all, and it will be conical shape. That is, your branches will be in such a way, it looks like a shape of a cone. In that way it will be. And its leaf, now if you look from here down, top to bottom, like this you can see. Have you seen a tree like this? In these areas, in park, sometimes you can see in the park areas like that and all you can see. Have you seen? Then, if you go to the beach also you can see that one plant and the leaves, tiny, small, needle-shaped leaf. Not the like broad-shaped leaf, tiny. The leaf will be very tiny, like this the leaf. This is the leaf of it. Needle shape. This is the leaf of it. Have you seen like this? This shape, needle shape, they have the needle shaped leaves. So these are the features of the plants growing. That is, their plant, what is it? It will be tall, straight growing and also it will be having a conical shape. The leaves are shaped in such a way that their leaves are needle shaped. Very tiny ones. Needle shaped. It's given in your textbook, the conical. So what is it? They can, and it will be having waxy coating. So when the snows are falling on it, that leaves will not break down fast. So that is why it is having, and if it is having the conical shape, it can slip out. It will not stay on the branches. So that is why it is having a conical shape. Understood? It will not allow the snow to remain. Why? Because the snow, if it is there on it, it can damage the plant. So it will not allow the shape and the leaves will not, as it is having that needle shape, it will not allow the snow. If it is in this shape leaf and all, the snow can stay nicely there. But this leaf, it will not allow because small tiny needle shape. So the snow cannot stay on it. So this is the way it is protecting themselves from that snow falling areas. Some examples of the mountainous trees are pine tree. Pine. Here in some areas it is very common. Pine tree. Then fir, F-I-R, fir. Then deodar. These are some of the trees you could find in this mountain regions. Yes, that is about the mountain plants. The plants growing in the mountain region, which I said it is very tall, straight and conical shape. The leaves are needle shaped. Do you understand it? Now we come to the next one. Second one, the second region about the plains. Most of our region, our area, it is, we have a fertile land. Enough water it will get, enough nutrients from the soil it will get, the plants will grow nicely, it will get enough sunlight. Yes, so how will be there? There will be more branches spreading so that the sunlight can pass to all the parts of the plant. And also their leaves will be very broad. Yes, these plants, this mango tree, jackfruit tree, all those are the plants that live in the plain areas, in the fertile land. Understood? So that is the way flat areas, spread out branches with many leaves help the plant to absorb the maximum sunlight. Clear? So that is about examples of different common examples. Mango, jackfruit tree, then banyan tree, almaram. Whatever common trees you can see around you, all those are coming under the plain land. Next one. So examples for you can write a mango tree. Very common, no? So mango tree you can write it. Third one is the desert region, hot, dry desert region. You can see only a very few plants there and one among them, and you know that there won't be enough water in that area, so they need to survive. They have to store water in it and all. Yes, one is the cactus. Yes, cactus. Yeah, cactus. How are they able to survive there? Have you seen the shape of the cactus? Is it like the other plants? Does it have a stem? On that you can see different types of leaf? No, you have seen a cactus. Are you able to touch it? You can't touch it. Something else is there. You can see the thorns on it, or you can tell spines on it. Actually, that spines, now in some houses and all, as a decorative plant you might have kept. In some houses, no need of water, nothing, it will be there like that. Yes, so what is it we are going to see? So that from there itself it is understood how are they able to live in that dry desert region. Yes, so you are not able to touch it because very sharp spines you can see on it, isn't it? Actually, that sharp spines are the leaves of that cactus. And the green thick fleshy part, no, that is the stem of the cactus. Did you get that much? Yes. So the cactus you have seen, most of you might have seen the cactus, somewhat this shape, and on it you can see sharp spines on it, and that sharp spines are actually the, what is it? Leaves. What is it? They are the leaves of the cactus, and that this part, that thick fleshy part, no, the green color part is actually the stem. So how are they able to live on it? So in this fleshy part there is water in it, and to protect the water loss, if anything is coming and biting on it, the water will be got lost from that stem. So to protect that from the loss of water, who is helping it? This leaves which is changed, which is reduced into this thorn shape. It will protect from the what? This animal is coming and biting on it. Yes. So this is what helping them to lose the water from, which will not reduce the water from this thing. And there is also a waxy coating on that stem. So these are the features of the cactus. So their leaves are reduced into the spines. Then in the stem the water is stored, as we have learned about the camel, the storehouse of fats. Same way, this is a storehouse of water, that stem. And to protect that, the leaves are reduced into the spines. So desert regions, we can see the plant. We can see the plant cactus. Cactus. Till this you got. In the mountain region, as it is, they have snowfall and all. The plants on the plant branches and all. If the snow is falling down, the branches will break down fast. There will be damage on it. So to protect them from that, the branches and the tree is shaped in such a way. The leaves are small needle-shaped leaves, so that snow cannot sit on it. Same way, it is having a conical shape so that it cannot be staying on it. Understood? So, examples are pine, fir, deodar. Then, the plain areas, that is your main common area. Here where we are, the plants which we can see, because the fertile land, enough water and sunlight. For that, to get the maximum sunlight and water, it will be having full of leaves spread over branches, so that we can get the sunlight very fast. Next one, desert, very dry region. It needs more water in that area. So the plants are adapted to such a way that it can store the water inside the stem. Then to protect that stem, the leaves are reduced to the spines. Example is cactus. Till there is it clear? Shall we move to the next one? Two more areas that we will start. Yes, which are the areas? The muddy areas, which we can't even step into it. If we step into it, we will go down. In that way, Chaduppa Nilaganvara will say, Chaduppa Pradesham. Yes, and another one is the beach areas, coastal area, the areas nearby to the beaches. So the next one is the swampy areas. Swampy areas. You can see, no? Swampy areas, the region where it is fully clay soil, with sticky and clay soil it is, muddy soil it is. So in that sticky soil, the plants will not be able to grow properly. Properly means the roots, you know, the roots are actually growing down under the soil, but and they cannot breathe in, they cannot take in the air. What's the function of the root? Have you studied it? Yes, to absorb water and minerals, and also the air also it breathe in, absorb from the soil. Yes. But what happens is, in this kind of soil, the clay, sticky soil, the roots won't be able to allow the air to get in. And so for such, because air cannot reach the roots. It will not reach the roots. The air should need. So what happens in the soil? It cannot reach inside the roots. So the roots will be growing out. There will be roots growing out. They have the breathing roots. We call it as the breathing roots. Have you gone to the Kadalundi areas and all? Kadalundi, there is an area, we'll go for boating and all. You can see some mangrove forest. Kandalkad. Have anybody seen it? Yes, there is a picture there. The roots. There are many plants. You can see that is a mangrove trees. Mangrove trees in which the roots are grown, or breathing roots we call it. Understood? So, because the air will not reach inside the roots because of this type of soil. Clear? So, that is the breathing. It is having a feature. It is having the breathing roots, which we can see it outside. Most of the plants, roots we will not see out. But this one we can see out. That is known as the breathing roots. And the best example is this mangrove trees. Kandal Maram. Kandalkad. Middle of the river, you can see that mangrove for the trees. Yes, that is the mangrove forest. Many trees together will be grown in that area. Yes, so that is one example for the plants growing in the swamp areas. Next one, we have the coastal plains. Coastal plains. Yes, in beach side mainly, the seaside, the areas nearby the seas. Yeah, the main plant growing there is a main tree growing in that area is a coconut tree. Tenga. Coconut trees. What is the specialty of the coconut tree? Do they have branches like the other trees? No, coconut trees Ottadi Vriksham in Malayalam we'll tell it, isn't it? But it is very strong, very tall, straight, but it is very strong. And this coastal area, no, there will be strong wind. Yes. So how are they able to live? Because this coconut trees and all they are very capable to defend this strong winds and all. And their leaves, you have seen very, it spread over, you can see very strong leaf for it. Palm leaves, coconut leaves, you have seen it. So that is the plant which is growing in the coastal region. So trees, mainly, coconut trees are mainly found in the coastal areas. They have a strong and flexible stem. Yeah? Along with the wind, you can see it will be dancing. Only if it is that much weak, coconut trees and all only, it will fall down. Otherwise, now you will think that it will fall down. In that way, it will be dancing and all. But it is very strong. So in this area, mainly the coconut trees are grown. Got it now? In the swampy areas, you can see that roots, breathing roots can be seen mainly in the mangrove trees. In the coastal region, we can see the very strong coconut trees. Yes. So till now I didn't say any work for you, what to do and all. Observe the different areas, everything. But this time what we are going to do is, in the Google Classroom, what you have to submit is, you have understood this chapter, no? Understood the class, no? Whatever things you have understood from this class, from the beginning till the end of this class, what all things you have understood, write a small note on it. Not your parents. Not your parents will going to write. You will write in the next live class. When I ask a question to you, I will understand whether your parent had written the note and given me. Heard? So whatever things you have understood, adaptation in plants. What is adaptation? You have understood. That is what you have to write on. In the piano, manslide, all those things you have to write and submit me. I don't want the full whole detail. What are things? The small points as you write whatever things from the beginning of the class to this end you have understood in this chapter. It should be written and submitted in the Google Classroom. Okay. Thank you children. Have a nice day.